What it do? What it do? You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, comment to my YouTube channel. Most definitely hit the bell icon. That's the notification bell that alert you that all content that I drop that will hit my YouTube channel will also hit your devices. Also hit the thumbs up, the AKA the like button. YouTube will appreciate that. S.L.R Media TV will appreciate that. Also hit the subscribe button. Also, I need everybody to go support the second YouTube channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. Great content over there. I need everybody to go over there and support the channel, S.L.R Sports News TV. I need everybody to like, subscribe, share, comment to both of my YouTube channels. It also helps my channels grow, get more subscribers, more new viewers, pushes my channel further to the YouTube algorithm, and also helps my channel get noticed by more new subscribers. So make sure you hit the all three. Make sure you hit the bell icon, the thumbs up, and the subscribe button. Support S.L.R Media TV. Support S.L.R Sports News TV. Also, support the content even better. Hit the Cash App. All proceeds go straight to the channel. Has the channel grow. Put more great channels and content out for more my subscribers. All information is pinned at the bottom of the ticker. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my future subscribers. I had to take a couple days to marinate. Just won't go and jump on it like everybody else. You understand what I'm saying? You see the title. Should the Carolina Panthers trade quarterback Bryce Young? Yes. Yes. I don't care what the Carolina Panthers are saying. Understand this. If it makes sense, it's going to happen. Understand this. Listen, Carolina, let me speak to the Carolina Panther fans that are Bryce Young fans that's on the side of Bryce Young. I'm speaking to the Carolina Panther fans that's on the side of Bryce Young right now. It's over. You can tell him to keep his head up. Bryce can continue to put it in guys' hands. As I say, I'm going to play Bryce Young. Bryce Young spoke to the media today. I'm gonna play a little bit of. We're gonna listen to it. I'm gonna break it down. Um, as I say again, and I'm speaking to the Carolina Panther fans that are Bryce Young fans. You can't get mad at the organization. You can't get mad at Dave Canales, and you most definitely can't get mad at David Tepper. Because listen, David Tepper was the one that called Dave Canales and told Dave Canales to make the change. Oh, yeah, well, Dave Canales said that Bryce is our quarterback. He said Bryce is our quarterback. So what? All head coaches say that. But if the owner calls, the owner makes the last call. Do you understand that? He writes the check. Dave Canales don't write no fucking check. That if David Tepper say Dave Canales, you're fired, Dave Canales is fired. The owner get what he want. He's seen enough of Bryce Young. But see, I wasn't gonna glorify it. You understand what I'm saying? I could have been putting mad content out and be like, if y'all really think David Tepper's really behind Bryce Young, nah, I know the fuck you ain't. How the fuck y'all think David Tepper feels? He got billions of dollars, and owners that don't have that much money than him is more successful on the football field, laughing at him. He tried to. Don't you understand? That pisses David Tepper off when the owners are talking about Bryce Young is 5'9", 5'10". Some owners laugh and say, I'm taller than your quarterback. And then Bryce Young plays like his height. How the fuck you listen? David Tepper was done with Bryce Young after the Jacksonville game. Trust and believe me. Trust and believe me. He was done with Bryce. I don't give a damn about the Green Bay Packers game. Yes, Bryce Young looks better in Frank's right offense than Dave Canales' offense. That's true. That's true. Some may say that Bryce Young looked it better in Thomas Brown offense than Dave Canales. That may be true. But I told y'all that Dave Canales, he's not gonna compromise with Bryce Young with the playbook. See, Dave Canales lied to me. He lied. He lied to the media. He lied to the Carolina Panther fans. And I'm gonna play what he said, what he lied about. Because understand this. How you know he lied about this? But trust him, trust me. Check this out. It wasn't Dave Canales' decision. I need y'all to understand this. It wasn't Dave Canales' decision. It was David Tepper's decision. But when you got veteran players are acting out like Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson, Dave Canales has to step in and do something. But the final straw, the final voice was David Tepper to make it easy for Dave Canales to do it. And understand this, Bryce Young is not getting the starting job back. Just understand that. Understand this. When y'all gonna listen to S.L.R? When y'all gonna listen to me? I told y'all this. Trust the process. See, y'all thought, oh, S.L.R, he just on here trolling. He just on here trolling. He just on here trolling. I was fucking right the whole time. I was right the whole time. See, some of y'all think y'all just know shit. Y'all just fucking know. All thing y'all do is fucking wait on your notifications to go off. As soon as your fucking notifications goes off, y'all go straight on live. Y'all go straight on live off the fucking information off your notifications. That's why all y'all sound the fucking same. All you Panther content creators, some of y'all, I ain't saying all of y'all, but some of y'all fucking sound the same. See, all y'all thought that David Tepper was just in cahoots with Bryce Young. That's all y'all thought. Oh, Bryce would never, he would never get demoted. He won't get benched. Dave Canales don't have the balls. He ain't gonna get benched. Even Bryce thought he wasn't gonna get benched because Bryce Young thought that he had the backing of the owner. That's why Bryce Young is hurt. Bryce Young is fucking hurt. His feelings is hurt. He hurt. That's the reason why should the Carolina Panthers trade Bryce Young? Yeah, and Bryce Young is going to ask for a trade. If he can't get the starting quarterback position back, he's going to ask for a trade. His fucking feelings is hurt. He's walking around like he's a big dog. He's a starting quarterback for an NFL team. He got $40 million in the bank. He had a fully guaranteed rookie contract, fully guaranteed, and couldn't back it up. That's why David Tepper benched his ass. I paid you a fully guaranteed contract, and you play like this. Bryce Young got endorsements with Jordan, all types of endorsements. Bryce is out here making money on Bojangles, and now it's over. It's over. Dave Canales will not let him get that job back because you know why? Bryce Young is a coach killer. Dave Canales ain't trying to be a one and done. Dan Morgan ain't out here trying to look stupid. And Brett Tillis ain't out here looking. I'm gonna tell you right now, Brett Tillis got a lot of pull. Believe it or not. Oh, he just a G. He just a cap guy. All right, y'all keep playing around. Keep playing around. Brett Tillis has been around championships with the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes. He He knows when a quarterback is good and when a quarterback is not. He know Bryce ain't good. See, all these makes it easy for David Tepper to do what he has to do and pull the plug on Bryce. That's why Bryce Young is hurt because he can't go to David Tepper. David Tepper's not answering his phone calls. He's not answering his texts. Nothing. It's over for Bryce. Bryce can't even go in the office. Then I changed the code on him. And now he's on the practice squad. I told y'all. In Bryce Young, we trust the process. Now y'all need to trust me. Everything I've been laid out, I've been right the whole time. And it's still some of y'all that is still holding out hope for Bryce Young. And it's crazy. Even some of the national media guys, some of the national media guys who drank the Kool-Aid after the Buffalo Bills game, they know who they are. They know who they are. You know who you are. The national media guys that was drinking the Kool-Aid, location Raleigh, North Carolina. But just saying, you know, y'all were drinking the Kool-Aid, right? At the Buffalo game, drinking it up. Huh? Now y'all want to drink the Kool-Aid. But then you over here trying to give a little glimmer of hope to Bryce that somehow, some way that it wasn't Bryce Young, he was failed by the owner. Woody woo. It's fucking over. And if you want to give Bryce some type of hope, you know what? When we trade his motherfucking ass, or when we release him at the end of the year, you go where Bryce Young go. That's where you motherfucking go. Let me tell you something right now. Bryce Young is he's going to need more than God and faith. If any NFL team think he's a starting quarterback, let's get to the content. Let's get to the content. Make sure y'all hit the comments. Make sure y'all hit like, subscribe, and share. Uh, the link is pinned in the comment section if you want to pull up and talk about Bryce Young, or you just want to listen to me. Like I said, I'm giving everybody. I've just been sitting back and chilling with this Bryce Young stuff. Just been sitting back chilling. Watching me, letting everybody boo hoo and cry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody pick out their favorite stuff for them. Because it's over for Bryce Young. The eulogy. I'm going to give the eulogy to Bryce Young. It is over for you, homie. It's over for you. You can't do nothing. I said it before last season. You can't do nothing with a quarterback that you have to exhaust your playbook. You can't even play your playbook with Bryce Young. You can't even run your offense with Bryce Young. You don't even know what your team looks like with Bryce Young. You can't even evaluate your team because of Bryce Young. That's why he will not be the starter for the Carolina Panthers ever again. Ever. BY9 is out. His feelings hurt. Look like he want to cry. I wasn't expecting this. How the fuck you wasn't expecting it? So you thought you was gonna continue to fucking play bad, right? You thought you was gonna continue to play trash, right? Because you thought you had the owner by the fucking balls. Nah, the owner played you. He played your motherfucking ass. Now your feelings is hurt. Yeah, you thought he was gonna override Dave Canales. Let's get to the stories. Let's get to the stories. Let's break this shit down. The saga of BY9, Bryce Young. Let's go. Let's get into the content.
Joined here by Coach Dave Canales. Coach Canales, welcome to Carolina. You said you want to build a contender here in Charlotte. What's that going to look like in year one?
Year 1, year 3, year 6, play great defense, run the ball, great things come off of it, be crazy about taking care of the football. That's the style of football we got to play. Special teams, screaming down the field with attitude, looking for those guys who are going to contribute on all phases, and really building that brand, that style of football with great effort, great enthusiasm, great toughness, and really a smart football team, exposing them to some situations as we build this.
Last year with the Buccaneers, you got to play against Bryce Young twice. What was your assessment of him as a quarterback? And you talked a lot about complementary football. How would you like to surround an offense that complements what he's good at here in Carolina?
Bryce, accurate, courageous, resilient. I thought he saw some great challenges this year. And then just going forward, just making it about the basics, making it about him just doing his part. And if he can just be focused on that, he'll put us in a position, we'll all be in a position to be successful.
Joined now by the new general manager of the Carolina Panthers, Dan Morgan. Heading into free agency, what do you see as some of the Panthers' biggest needs? Is it shoring up the offensive line, a big-bodied wide receiver? What are some of the big holes you're hoping to fill this offseason?
Yeah, we're still going through that. We're still talking it through, and I talked about alignment and communication. We're going to have a lot of talks about the roster and where we need to improve here in the next 2-3 months. We're going to have a lot of hours in the draft room, going over free agency, going over the college players, and I'm excited about it, but we need to bring the right type of players in here.
Last question for me. You're someone that obviously played a number of years here in Carolina. You know how passionate this fan base can be. They're really yearning for a team that they can really get behind. How important is that to give this city something to root for and kind of make black and blue more than just the team colors, get back to that way of playing hard defense?
Yeah, it's very important. Obviously playing here for 7 years, and my kids were born here. My wife's from here. We care deeply about this organization and about winning. And I'm going to do everything in my power, roll up my sleeves, get to work, and put a lot of hours in to help make that happen.
Oh, boy, you heard him. You heard that shit, though, right? I wonder how they feel about the situation now. Are they still rolling up their sleeves? Are they still rolling up their sleeves? Damn boy, boy. I try to tell you what. They try to hear up and say they got damn ass boy. They're like, oh hell nah. Bryce ain't gonna have me out of my motherfucking job. Fuck that shit. Nah, that ain't happening. It's over for you, Brycey. It's over for you, Brycey. It is over for you, Bryce. Hey, this is I'm gonna show you the guy who Dave Canales. I told y'all, Dave Canales is gonna bring somebody in. He's gonna have to bring to the table to show David Tepper. We're all about developing. I got my guy. I got my guy who I want to develop to take Bryce Young's spot. This guy.
The Carolina Panthers just signed Jack Plummer. He's a 6'5", 220-pound pocket passer, and he had a great senior season with the Louisville Cardinals. He defeated Notre Dame and Miami and led Louisville to an ACC championship. And look at the pocket presence on this play. He's going to shuffle up in the pocket and throw a nice little 35-yard strike. He had 71 touchdowns in his career and 9,700 yards. And scouts are saying that he's a film room junkie. And I like the read right here. He's going to hit the slant route for a first down. I think this is a great pickup for the Carolina Panthers. His game really translates to the NFL. And they signed him to a 3-year, $2.8 million deal. And one thing that was noticeable about Jack Plummer is he did not turn the ball over once in the Shrine Bowl. He was taking the easy throw. Carolina Panthers now have Bryce Young, Andy Dalton, and Jack Plummer.
Damn, Bryce. How you gonna let this guy right here take your fucking job? Because listen, if Andy Dalton plays bad, Dave Canales is not going back to you. He's going back to this guy, right? He's going to his guy right here.
What motivates me? I would say just really internal, like just want to be the best version of myself. Just want to wake up every day and know that I did everything to get better, whether as a football player or as a person. So just wake up every morning and be able to go to sleep at night knowing that, hey, I put the work in for today, and then get up and do it again tomorrow. Obviously, kind of all moving fast for us right now with our transition to the NFL, and we're getting caught up in this, and sometimes we don't really realize that there's a lot of people that that look up to us, and we can make their day a ton better just by being around them. So I think it's really humbling too to be around, you know, kids like that and to have, you know, make such a big impact on them. I think it really makes us feel good too. I think that's been part of this game for a long time, and just to be able to do that, I think is going to be a cool experience. It's going to brighten our days up as well. Who's next? I'm next.
Yes, sir. Oh, Bryce. Let's get into it. Let's get in here. Hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to hear your boy Bryce talk about his benching. Looking crazy as fuck, crying.
Great power comes great responsibility.
That's not my starting quarterback. Can't be. How sweet it is, Brycey. How sweet it is, Bryce Young. What it could have been. But you know, you're really good. You're real good at doing this, though.
One Caniac, extra crispy fries. We handle orders too. Yeah. Really? Yeah. You said one Caniac combo with extra fries, with unsweet tea and extra cane sauce. Anything?
That's crazy. It's crazy. Nick Saban. That's your boy. It's your boy, Nick Saban. Y'all better start teaching y'all quarterbacks better at Alabama. I don't know what y'all doing. You need to teach them boys how to be a quarterback for real, for real. Stop the bullshit, Nicky Saban. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Hold on. We're going to break this shit down. We got to hear what your boy Bryce. Hold on. Where we at?
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
It is a happy Tuesday.
Let me tell you, Charlotte, all the buzz about today's topic.
In the sports world.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of conversation. Panthers quarterback, 2023 #1 overall pick, Draft Young, is getting benched. We know that this announcement comes just 24 hours.
Bryce Young is getting,
it makes you think about it, right? Because it's sort of a wild thing to say. This is just 24 hours after head coach Dave Canales insisted that he would be the starter in week 3.
That's right. So he says the decision was his after consulting with the general manager and other top brass. We know a lot of you are wondering.
Tepper.
But it's unclear just how much David Tepper, the owner of the Panthers, had to say about the move. He has been very involved in the past. It's also unclear if this is just a break for Bryce or a more permanent move. Coach Canales says it's about giving the team a chance to win.
I owe it to all of the guys, the coaches, the staff, the players, everybody involved to be really critical about what we put on film, about what I'm seeing, and to make sure that I'm constantly making the best decision for the team every week. And it happens to be the quarterback position, and so it's loaded that way, but it's every position, and it's all the guys, and I was able to stand in front of the team and challenge all the guys.
36-year-old veteran Andy Dalton will be the starter this Sunday against the Raiders. So
I think it was the company line when he on the press conference after the game. I mean, he had to say that. He had to say he's our guy. That's just reality.
Let's go ahead and get it just real quick, and we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think. We've all got opinions here, but we want to hear from you. So chime in below, and then we'll be reading those coming up in just a few minutes. But this is what some folks said in the broadcast earlier.
Yeah, so one person says, I think the owner should be benched. Another one says, hate to say it, but yes, bench Mr. Young. Another one, just give that man an O-line.
That's huge. Well, and I want to make a point, and it's just because it shows the rebuilding process. Baker Mayfield is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL through week 2, and we were shaming him. Oh, Baker's not good, and I was like, no. When you don't have appropriate O-line, like as a Patriots fan, Tom Brady is always protected. So when you're constantly rushing, and especially when your confidence is low, and that's why I think a lot of those comments are great, because they feel bad. They want to support him, but he was put in a terrible situation.
Bryce Young at Alabama had one of the best offensive lines in the history of college football.
Yeah.
It's a whole different situation. The collegiate level and where he played at Alabama were the best of the best. And coming here in the NFL, it's a whole different situation. I mean, you love the people, but sometimes if you don't have that big, beefy offensive line, it's going to be tough. And you need a great running game, which we don't have yet.
So do you think that if that team was there, if there was more support around him, that he could have a successful season?
It's a lot of things. It's so difficult because, it's also confidence, and his confidence has been shaken. That's a tough part of it right there.
This is when you hear any organization talk about, or any leader of an organization, feigning humility and being like, no, it's always about the team. It honestly is. Like, it really can't ever be about one person, no matter what you're talking about, whether you're talking about sports. It really is a team dynamic, and you just laid out so clearly, Larry, whether comparing his college career versus now, he's still the same guy. He's still a talented player. Yeah. The dynamic around him has changed, and it really does take a team.
Take time.
Yeah.
And they need to take control of this to get that locker room morale up, because they've literally had the worst start in franchise history.
You brought it up earlier. Some of the fan pictures are just brutal.
People literally gave a thumbs down. I don't think I've really ever seen somebody give so many people thumbs down.
At the end of the game the other day when I was watching, it was just everybody left the stadium. It was so sad to see that.
Tickets at what, around $22 for that first home opener?
Depends on the team that's playing them, because the Bengals coming to town, the Chiefs coming to town, they're still charging top dollar for those ones as well.
Some of you chiming in. John says, John Kelly, I think it makes sense to give him a mental health break. Joy with the Stinger, they need a new owner. I don't know that that's going to happen anytime soon.
Unless you want to buy the team.
Yeah. Jake said, can we be honest? The Panthers have not been good. I'll paraphrase, yeah. For the last 10 years, the commercials trying to pump up the ticket sales and fans are a joke. It has been a bit since the Panthers have been going back. What was it? Last time was it 2015? Last time we were in Super Bowl?
That long. If you go back in history, in New Orleans Saints went through a period. They were called the Aints. They were so bad. Teams, historically can go through these phases, but this phase has been almost too long for the Panthers.
It stops being a phase.
Yeah.
What are your
trend?
thoughts?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Larry, on?
I think for Bryce Young, I think you can't help but like that guy. He's such a
very likable
person. You have to love the guy. So we can have a lot of compassion, but the best thing to do is put Andy Dalton in. He should have been put in a year ago and let Bryce develop. But you can't go back in the past. That's out of the past. Let's look forward to a great game Sunday against the Raiders.
It's taking two steps back to think. Or take a step back, take two steps forward. Because imagine if Andy Dalton they reverse it. That later on in the season, Bryce comes in and wins the game.
Yeah.
He needs that feeling. Also, this team needs a win just to kind of come around. And Larry, you actually asked me yesterday. I was like, name one of the star of the Panthers. And that's also what they're looking for. They're looking for their star. If any team you could say this is an upcoming star, this is a potential star, we've traded a lot of ours away. So somebody needs to rise up. So I think at this point, you got to arrange everything to try to get that first W.
And something to be said for Canales. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, gentlemen. You know this better than I do. But, one of the big reasons he was brought on was because he's considered the quarterback whisperer, because what he did with Baker Mayfield. And so the fact that he's been brought on to work with Bryce, and now is making the decision just a few weeks in.
He's putting the finger at himself.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, wow.
It's as much him as Bryce. But I think the reality was he went back and looked, as he said in the press conference, hey, we're going with Bryce. And he looked at the film of the game, he went, there's no way.
So what
that
would
was
be
the reality
considered
of
a
it.
win for Andy coming up at this next game? What is it? Just getting a closer score? Is it seeing a different strategy?
No, I think a win is a win.
It's got to be a win.
Andy Dalton is an experienced NFL quarterback. Long time experience, legendary in Cincinnati. Brought him to many playoffs. So, man, he's going in to win the game, not almost win, to win. You have to, I think, in anything, you go in to win, especially in the NFL. Not to maybe win. Let's win.
Going back to when they first selected him a little more than a year ago, there was a lot of talk about his size.
Yes, he's 5'9". Yeah.
How much of anything do you think this plays?
I think that's in the NFL today. You got to be big. You got to be beefy. You know, Andy Dalton, 6'2", weighs 220. Herbert who they played on Sunday, 6'6", 230 pounds.
Huge,
big guys. Cam Newton,
huge.
If you went out there and saw him, he literally stood over everybody,
which makes throwing the ball
makes such a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, Bryce Young, when you see him back there and he's trying to see over these big guys, just think about it. You know, the average height of a male is about 5'9", 5'10". Put yourself against giants. It's got to be tough.
It's true. Yeah, in the NFL, it's been interesting. The other positions have trended smaller, like running backs, Devon Achane. Kyle Williams has been spectacular. Wide receivers, there's been some smaller sets. But the quarterback, you take so many hits. And they mentioned it. The O-line, he has no time, no confidence. And you said that they need a win. I think starting with not a blowout would be step one.
Sure. Yeah.
So I think just something.
It was close.
Yeah, something close, but definitely need the W soon.
Mel says yes. Let him ease into the position.
Yes.
All right,
Reset.
Reset's good. All right, folks. Let us know what you think, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.
Told you. They just said, and this is the local news in the Charlotte area. They done seen Bryce, know what's going on because they work in the news. You just heard it. Bryce Young is 5'9". And it's also proof that, but I should have put it on here, but I didn't. I'm gonna have to get it. But it's proof that there's a guy that comes on here that come and during the press conference or whatever, press conference or at the games when the football players are speaking on the press podium. There's a guy that comes on there before the players comes on there. He literally said that I'm 5'9". And I just want to make sure that I'm not blocking the microphone. And as soon as he said that, he said, "Oh, my bad, I'm sorry." Bryce Young comes up to the podium, looks at him, start laughing. That shit crazy. You trying to fucking tell me? And I been told y'all that, but I want to give the benefit of the doubt. Bryce Young being 5'10". Bryce Young is 5'9". 5'9". What the fuck is wrong with David Tepper? What is wrong with David Tepper? Bryce Young is 5'9", and the fact that he really thought that he was gonna be able to get away with this shit is mind-boggling. It's flat out mind-boggling to me. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But we're gonna get into it. And we're gonna let's hear from Bryce Young. It's the first time Bryce Young has talked about him being benched. It's the first time we done heard from Bryce Young since he done been benched. Let's talk about it.
trying to be the best version of myself, do whatever I can to help the team. Just relying on God, draw my faith with Him, continue to push to try to help be the best version of myself. That's really the focus. I mean, competitive, obviously, not how not what you dream of, what you think is going to happen. But again, I trust in the Lord. I know that He's in control at the end of the day. I'm super grateful for Him for all this happened in my life. I'm super blessed. So again, obviously not something that's ideal, but at the end of the day, it's it is what it is. For me, I have to focus on what I can do now, how I can be better, the process day to day, and just keep leaning on God. What was your reaction when it surprised or upset? Yeah, not something that I was necessarily expecting. And obviously not something that was great to hear. But I respect Coach Canales. I respect the organization. Obviously, you know, they made the decision, and it's on me to put them in that.
Why your feelings hurt, Bryce? It, he literally sound like he's about to cry. You really thought 18 games, and you actually thought 2 games, maybe 1 game, was gonna give you another whole full season? Are you serious, Bryce? I said before again. In Bryce Show, we trust the process. That's all it is to it. It's all it is to it. I told everybody to relax. It's coming. You don't have to be like this. That's why I be trying to tell Carolina Panther fans, listen to me. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you what you need to hear. Now, if you want to hear the other bullshit from other people, that's fine. But I told y'all, I'm the voice of the streets. I'm the voice of the voiceless. I told you, I'm tapped in everywhere. Follow me now. When you going to learn? Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, share, comment button. S.L.R in the building. Let's get back to Bryce Young. Boo-hooing, whining, fucking crying. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I want to tell my faith in the Lord. I'm going to just, and I'm going to just, listen, it's over for you. The only way you'll get the starting job back is Andy don't get injured and Jack in the Box Plumber get injured. Let's get back to crying ass Bryce Young.
Situation. So again, right now that's the situation that it is. So I have to do everything I can to help the team in whatever way I can. Bryce, when you were a freshman at Alabama, obviously you backed up. How much do you have to fall back on, like, kind of that role now and what you learned in that role as kind of a guy who's there to support? Yeah, it's just, I love Andy. We're super close, and I love this team. I love my teammates. So it's not hard to root for them, to try to do everything I can to help, to play my role. To try to just be around to help in whatever way I can. So really, because of those factors, it's not hard to do. Speculation that you've lost your confidence. Chocolate. And he never forsaken me, never will. And I'm, that's not something that I've I feel. But again, at the end of the day, I take accountability for myself, for my actions, for how things have gone. You know, at the end of the day, the quarterback and as a leader, it all falls on my shoulders. And you know, I have to take that in stride and, you know, do what I can now to try to grow and improve. Yeah. You know, I really right now I'm a day by day type of person. You know, I've talked about that kind of consistently. You know, big picture stuff that's out of my hands. That's in God's hands. You know, organizational stuff that's with the people upstairs. So, you know, I'm super grateful to be a part of the team, be a part of the organization. I want to help the team whatever way I can, and that's my focus. So.
You noticed a lot of school teammates. What's that kind of meant?
Yeah, I'm super grateful for the support. You know, I'm grateful for my teammates. Those are guys I've leaned on. You know, again, you know, not the easiest situation, but I'm super blessed. Again, I woke up this morning. Not everyone did that. There's a long list of things that God has just blessed me with, and you know, trying to just have perspective. I'm grateful for all the blessings He's put into my life, and being able to lean on that, people around me. You know, I'm grateful for that, and you know, just still trying to attack every single day. Same mentality, trying to be as good as I can for the team.
Bryce, how do you approach things moving forward now? And just kind of work towards getting another chance, or how do you approach things?
Doesn't change my approach. Still, you know, even if it's different. You know, you're out in practice at different times. It's still the same mindset of trying to, you know, try to help the team and be the best I can. You know, still the same off the field process. Still, you know, get in and leave at the same time. Still watch the same stuff. Still prepare the same way. That's just, you know, I love the game and I respect the game, and I won't budge on that no matter what. So the process is always going to be the same no matter what the circumstances are. And yeah, that'll be that way.
Is the goal to get another shot?
My goal is to help the team whatever way the coaches see fit. And you know, they're going to determine what way is best for the team.
Bryce, is it improve yourself?
You know, I don't think that's up for me to decide. Again, I had, you know, there's a lot of plays that, you know, for last year in these first two games, every for the most part, every snap hit my hands, and I didn't do enough with it at the end of the day. I take accountability for that. You know, there's plays, there's stuff, there's a long list of things that, you know, I wish I was better at, and I'm going to continue to work to grow and improve on and be better at. So I'm always going to look in the mirror. I don't, you know, circumstances are what they are for not just me, but for everyone. Everyone's dealing with something. Everyone has circumstances. And, you know, if I went out there and played better and we won games, at the end of the day, that falls on me that didn't happen, and we wouldn't be having this conversation. So, you know, right now I am where I am, and all I can do is try to be better each and every day.
Right. Is it back to you have control over where and when you practice situation? But it does seem like there's a trend to push guys out right away as rookies instead of having kind of that acclimation prospect that you would possibly have in like Green Bay over the last few years. Do you feel like you were rushed out too early?
Again, that's not my decision to decide. At the end of the day, you know, we had a ton of drives, we had a ton of games, and I didn't do enough during that. You know, I look in the mirror and I take accountability for that. So, you know, again, I touched the ball, I was on the field. So things that didn't go well during that time, that's 100% on me and no one else. So, again, I gotta look in the mirror. I gotta be better. I'm going to continue to work each and every day. The circumstances are what the circumstances are. That's not out of my control. And I'm going to keep trying to control what I can.
How do you think you may go?
Again, that's big picture stuff that I don't feel like is up for me to answer. You know, the goal obviously was to come in and everything to be smooth from day one. You know, want to win every game, want to go and have success in the team every game. And obviously that hasn't happened to the capacity that we wanted to. Again, I take accountability for that. And, you know, all I can do is look at myself. And, you know, after every game, good or bad, after every practice, good or bad, I always have that mindset of coming in, watching the film, talking to coaches, and figuring out what I can do better. That's always going to be the case. So right now, regardless of what my role is, what my circumstances are, I just want to do everything I can to try to help the team.
A piece of advice that you've gotten from a teammate or mentor friend, whatever, on how to approach the next whatever.
Just being consistent. Again, I love my teammates. I love the team I'm grateful to be. I want to work for those guys as I always have. Looking over is enough motivation for me. Again, God put me here for a reason. I know that should be true. I'm grateful to be where I am, and I have to do everything I can to honor that and to be at my best for that. So, definitely got encouragement, which I'm grateful for, and looking at where I'm at and just the blessings that I have, that's enough encouragement for me.
For you as a quarterback, like how are your mentals? How are you doing mentally?
Again, just trying to lean on God through everything. He firm believer that everything happens for a reason. That He puts us through things for a reason. That all good and all bad is for a reason. And ultimately, whether it's something I understand in the moment or don't, I understand in a week or a year. I never understand. That's good with me because God ordained it. So I'm grateful to be where I'm at. I'm grateful for the situation, for everything. And even if it's not something in the moment that I necessarily feel the best about, I know that that's supposed to happen for a reason. So I think that's really what I keep getting back on. I have confidence in myself. Always have confidence in myself. Again, it's a day-to-day thing. I always feel like, at the end of the day, I'm a competitor. Whenever there's a football and there's a field out there, I have the utmost confidence in myself. It's been great with these guys too, having teammates that I can lean on as well. And that's not something that's going to waver. Again, what the circumstances are, what happens, that's up for God to decide. It's out of my hands, but that feeling isn't going to change.
You heard Bryce. You heard him. Sick. Bryce is sick to his stomach. He embarrassed. He probably done lost his girl. You ain't the starting quarterback for an NFL team. You can't walk around the locker room with your chest pumped out, being cocky. You ain't the man. You're not the man no more. You go to Bojangles, you see your picture on there. That shit probably gone now. Oh, he is sick. He is hurt. The owner, David Tepper, made the move. That's the reason why Bryce sounds sad. It's like he about to cry. Because David Tepper said enough is enough. It's over. He's done. Time to move on. If the owner makes the final call, make the play, you know it's over for you, Bryce. That's why he hurt. It's over for him. As I say again, the Carolina Panthers are looking to trade Bryce Young. So whoever want Bryce Young, let's go. I don't give a damn if you give up you gotta give at least a 5th round pick for Bryce. You gotta give at least a 5th. Or you can wait till we release him. Either one. Because the Carolina Panthers are going to release him. When I say release, Bryce Young could be released. He could ask for his release. I'm telling you, Bryce Young is hurt. He is hurt. He felt betrayed. He hurt. He hurt. But David Tepper looking at this like, bro, I gave you almost $40 million. You got a fully guaranteed contract. Fully guaranteed. That means as soon as you sign it, you got $40 million in your bank account. David Tepper, that's how he think. I don't give a fuck. He rich. Why he cry for it? He fucking rich. You got generational wealth. If the NFL doesn't work out for you, Bryce, you're fucking rich. Thank you to David Tepper. It's over for you. You are no longer considered an NFL starting quarterback on any level. Kudos to David Tepper. Finally seen the light. I don't know what the fuck you see to him when he's only 5'9". Y'all know you tired of going to the owner meeting and being laughed at. I know you is. Make some changes. Oh, Dave Tepper. Where we at? Let's see where we at.
Bryce, would you mind signing for me today? Yeah, I got you. I appreciate it. How you doing? Good. You? Keep your head up, man. I'm ready for you.
It's a shame. He walking with Jack in the Box plumber, signing autographs, and look sad. Look defeated. That's crazy. That old boy, hey, NFL, hey, try to tell you, you got to play. You don't play, hey, next man up. Solid. Bryce thought he had the owner in his back pocket and got played. The owner said, nah, no, you don't, homeboy. You ain't gonna keep embarrassing me. You ain't gonna keep having my wife looking at me looking crazy at night. You fucking up my marriage, Bryce. Yes, sir. It's a wrap for Bryce Young.
Machine to last Thursday when we did a mock draft. I gave Rick the first.
Bryce Young. We're rolling the clocks back to March 4th of 2023. Our very own Rick Spielman, one of our draft analysts, this is his perception of Bryce Young pre-draft back in 2023, saying, I think he has a lot of Patrick Mahomes style to him, and by that I mean he is one of the best off-schedule throwers that I've seen coming out of the collegiate game. He then went on to say he does a great job for a small quarterback with his vision down the field, his anticipation, and the way he throws the ball, and he throws receivers open. All right. We're going to welcome on Pete Briscoe.
Oh, my God.
Pete Briscoe, Ryan Wilson, Rick Spielman. Pete, we had to let you just get your laugh there. And I'm going to start with you, Pete, because when you're reading that, what Rick read there, pre-2023 draft round, Bryce Young. Now we're, of course, moving forward, and Bryce Young has been benched 2 weeks into this season. He's off to a 2-16 start as a starter. Is this something you were expecting, at least this early on in the season?
No, not at all. I figured you'd let him play through it or try to play through it. This is way early to give up on the #1 overall pick, particularly since you gave up so many assets to go get him. Now, having said that, this regime didn't draft him. This coach didn't draft him. So it's easier to make a change like that. But you know what? You put up that Rick Spielman quote. You forgot the best one, where he compared him to, made a combination between Patrick Mahomes and Steph Curry. That's who he said he was. He was a combo of Patrick Mahomes and Steph Curry. We laughed back then. We're laughing even more now.
Oh, my God, Pete. Yeah, you're grouchy this morning. You must have had a long Sunday in the studios there. All right, I just wrote what I saw, and I spent some time with that kid, and I won't even get into Will Levis because that's a whole nother story we can go through on some bonehead stuff that he's doing, but it is painful to watch Bryce Young. All of the things at least I saw in college, was able to see because I was down there, it hasn't translated to the NFL. He looks lost. There's no rhythm to the offense. He's seeing ghosts literally in the pocket, outside the pocket. He has no accuracy, playing with no confidence, no savvy, everything that he's seen in college. And for whatever reason, and I don't know the reason for this, I think it's good they sat him because it really is painful to watch on Sunday the way this offense is operating. But don't be surprised. Like, it's only year two. Don't be surprised if maybe he's a success story like a Baker Mayfield. Maybe like a Sam Darnold's doing right now in the first 2 weeks up in Minnesota. So don't throw him out yet, but I do agree they have to sit him because it's just painful to watch this offense.
Jacqueline, it's a sad day and with the first pick history here because Bryce has now been benched. You'll notice that Rick has his squeeze ball because he's having to work through some things here. But I think the bigger issue is this. Fit matters. And you can make all the excuses you want for how the offense went last year in Carolina or how it went this year for the first 3 weeks. This is all about Bryce. His footwork is somehow worse now than it was a year ago. He's missing throws he wasn't missing last year, and last year was tough to watch. And Rick and I watched every single snap last year. And I think sitting is best case scenario. Do you bounce back from this? Mac Jones didn't, so I don't know how this is going to play itself out. One of the other takeaways for me is this, and Pete talked about this, and I hate to give Pete credit, but he might be right. Kyler Murray might be the one exception of the undersized quarterback who can do things that regular-sized quarterbacks can also do. Bryce is average in every respect. He's a good athlete, but not a great athlete. He's certainly undersized. He's underweight. Kyler was special yesterday, and we haven't seen that from Bryce since Alabama. So those are the concerns. I think Rick's right. You have to sit Bryce. There's no reason to roll him back out there and let him take a beating and make his wide receivers have to answer for why he's out there dirting balls left and right. And then maybe you reevaluate in a month. Maybe reevaluate next year, but there's no reason for him to play in week 3.
Now, Rick and Ryan, you guys are in agreement that this is the right decision to sit him now. You can't let him stay out there. And maybe he does become a success, like you mentioned, Rick, whether it be a Baker Mayfield situation. But Ryan, I want to get into maybe the psyche of this a little bit because if you are Bryce Young, you're being sat. How do you bounce back from that? Because in the back of his mind, he has to be thinking, hey, maybe they're going to look for another quarterback. In your eyes, Ryan, is that kind of the signal that you're seeing? Are we jumping the gun too early and thinking of that the Panthers could be looking for a quarterback come 2025 in the draft?
Jacqueline, hop in the old with the first big time machine to last Thursday when we did a mock draft. I gave Rick the first overall pick because the Panthers were picking. He took a quarterback. So that should give you some indication how far down this road we are. Bryce should be very concerned about losing his job because don't forget, David Tepper, number one, is not patient as an owner. Number two, last year they traded the Caleb Williams pick and a ton of other picks and DJ machine to last Thursday when we did a mock draft. I gave Rick the first overall pick because the Panthers were picking. He took a quarterback. So that should give you some indication how far down this road we are. Bryce should be very concerned about losing his job because don't forget, David Tepper, number one, is not patient as an owner. Number two, last year they traded the Caleb Williams pick and a ton of other picks and DJ Moore to trade up and get Bryce when C.J. Stroud was there at number 2. So, yeah, he should be very concerned. And you know, Rick talked about it, and certainly Rick, Pete's mentioned it as well. It may be a situation where you have to go somewhere else. Is it too early to give up on Bryce? Yeah, but you also have to win football games. This isn't high school football. This isn't Pee Wee football where you can sort of suck it up and wait it out. Bryce has to play better. Bryce has played worse. Dave Canales has a history of doing well with young and old quarterbacks. We have seen none of that through 2 weeks. I suspect Andy Dalton's going to play better. All those things point to a situation where your young quarterback is either overwhelmed or not fit for the job right now, and you just have to reevaluate. So, yeah, the warning signs are there. The sirens are blaring, and Bryce Young has to figure this out. And I think Rick's right. Sitting is probably in his best interest.
And I'll follow up with you on that. This puts Dan Moore, he has no other possibility but look for another quarterback in the draft the way Bryce has performed. So, again, he may be a success down the road, but right now, where this Carolina Panthers team is, they're getting ready for the upcoming draft because they don't look like a playoff team. Right now, they look like everybody's homecoming game by the way they played in the first 2 weeks. So I think that it's just logical that they have to look for a future quarterback because more likely, as it looks like the first 2 weeks, they're going to have the number 1 overall pick. So guess where I'm spending my time in? Texas. I'm spending my time in Georgia. I'm spending my time out in Colorado, looking at all these top quarterbacks because right now the front office has to have doubt. And Pete's right. This coaching staff or the front office did not draft Bryce Young, but they got to look for the future of this franchise too. And right now, Bryce Young's future with the Carolina Panthers does not look like he's the answer.
Yeah, I'm going to get into it with Pete in just a moment about Bryce Young's future. But, Rick, I want to piggyback really quickly because you talked about, hey, if I'm them, I'm going to be spending some time in Georgia, maybe checking out Carson Beck, Quinn Ewers, albeit he is injured right now. But you got Arch Manning not too far behind. Who is the answer? Who are some potential quarterbacks they could be looking for in that next upcoming draft, Rick, that could potentially be the future of the Carolina Panthers if Bryce Young, when it's all said and done, really doesn't work out?
Well, Jacqueline, I know you're an avid listener of With the First Pick, so we do talk about all these quarterbacks. And the way Ewers played up in Michigan, you got to say, wow, he looks like the #1 guy. You know, Sanders is a very good athlete. It's incredible, makes some incredible throws, but there's some holes. And then Beck, who is the lead dog right now for the first quarterback off the board, hasn't looked as sharp, and he needs to take a step forward. So it's a little mumbly-jumbly right now, if I can say that. I think it'll eventually work itself out as we go down through the season. But to me, those are the top 3 quarterbacks that you have to look at if I'm the Carolina Panthers.
All right, Pete, I want to go back to you because as we all saw at the top of this segment, you are certainly not a Bryce Young apologist by any means. But what do they do in the meantime? Do they sit Bryce Young and work with him a little bit, stick with Andy Dalton for the rest of the season? I mean, there's a lot of things to fix there in Carolina, and there's seemingly a new statistic every single week we can talk about as to why they are so bad. But when you look at the schedule here, Pete, what do they do in terms of Bryce Young, at least for this 2024 season?
Oh, I think the Bryce Young experiment is over in Carolina. I really do. You don't sit him down unless you really believe that's the end of it. And Rick talked about, Baker Mayfield. Bryce Young's play made Baker Mayfield's play in Cleveland look like he was Joe Montana, Dan Marino, and John Elway combined in one. I mean, he's that bad. I don't think there's any recovering from this. I think what you're finding out about Bryce Young, he's a backup quarterback in the National Football League. And when you go back and look at this trade, if you look at it on the surface, just think about it. They traded away all those picks for a 5'9", 175-pound quarterback in a league full of nasty, violent men on the other side of the ball. It was never going to work. It was a bad trade. It will go down in history as one of the worst trades in the history of this league. Terrible decision. Bryce Young's a backup quarterback. There's no resurrecting that career.
Pete, Pete, you're throwing the man under. You already buried him 6 feet under the ground. Give the guy a chance to get loosened up here a little bit. He's only 1 year and 2 games into his career, so I understand the points you're making, and they're all very valid points. Huh? I'm saying send him.
Let him play it out.
It's over.
Ryan, I feel like you wanted to follow. You wanted something to say after Pete.
I've been working with Rick for 2 years, and I've never seen him this agitated. But Pete is good at getting the worst out of people. Jacqueline, the good news is I haven't been able to hear Pete this whole segment, so I've had to read his lips, which is probably best case scenario Pete Prisco, but I know exactly what he's saying. And look, we all agree Bryce has not been good. We also all agree that Bryce was really, really, really good at Alabama, and we have not seen that player for 18 games now in Carolina. So he's going to sit on the bench. He's going to have to figure out whether he can get better or if he can't. Dave Canales has a history of getting the most out of these quarterbacks. Bryce's footwork stinks. His ability to get through his reads stinks. As Rick noted, he's seeing ghosts. All those things have to stop if you want to play in the NFL. Otherwise, you're going to be destined to be a backup for the rest of your career, however long that is. So not a great day for Bryce Young. Not a great day for with the first pick. Bryce Young fandom. Small victory for Pete Prisco, but what does that mean? And now we have to see if the Carolina...
You heard it. You heard it. It's over for Bryce. Seeing ghosts. Carolina Panthers lied about his height, saying he was 5'11". He's really 5'9". What the fuck was David Tepper and Scott Fitterer? That shows you them guys were scared. How the fuck you didn't tell David Tepper? He's 5'9". You willing to give up multiple picks and players to get a 5'9" quarterback? That's crazy, David Tepper. That's embarrassing. That's so fucking embarrassment that you listen. That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. 5'9". You picked him, David Tepper. Let's look at Bryce. Let's look at Bryce Young highlights. Matter of fact, before we get to the highlights, let's just hear David. Nah, fuck that. We don't want to hear that canal. We don't want to hear that shit. Fuck that. Let's get the Bryce Young highlights. Let's get to the highlights. Let's break them down. We're gonna show you the reason why he will never be a starter in the NFL ever again. But he rich as fuck because of David Tepper.
Just small things add up over time. All right. News out of Carolina is that Bryce Young is getting benched. Jesse Minter, the defensive coordinator, and Jim Harbaugh did a great job of neutralizing him. Look, he's 2-16 as a starter. That screams out, look, I haven't got the job done. I'm not saying he's in the best position. I'm not saying he has the best receivers to be able to do it. At the end of the day, though, ball coach by the name of Andy Reid used to tell me, film, don't lie. You have to put good film on tape. If you don't, you're going to lose your job. And I'm not sure if this is going to be for the whole season or not, but what I did want to do is hop on here quickly and just show you a couple reasons why our guy isn't playing really well. The first thing that hops out at me, and I want you to watch it through, I'm not going to talk about it every single snap, but the pocket presence. The pocket presence isn't there. He's a little bit scared in the pocket. I hate to say that. I don't like talking bad about different quarterbacks, but this is a coverage that the Chargers played against him. It's cover 2 to this side, and it's a quarter safety right here that cheats to the 3 receiver side. All right, so the only thing that's going to be open all game long is this back and this tight end, and you got to have somebody really good at this back and tight end to win, okay? He saw this. I will say this is the third play of the game. He saw it. This was drawn up by Dave Canales, the head coach. At the end of the day, though, like, let's just watch this play. Good throw. Okay, good catch. What they're running right here is they're running a stick route. Okay, they're running this, like, post, middle read route, and they're running a go route. There's a few times out here in this game that I'm going to show you that he could have taken this. But at the end of the day, when you have 5 guys coming over to guard 3, this is your one-on-one matchup. He took it, thought this was a good drop, okay? I don't know why he is, watch his footwork. I don't know why he's looking over here, all right? He knows he needs to be watching this safety. As soon as the safety goes this way, then he needs to go back there. It seems like the footwork was a little bit off this game, all right? Not a bad throw. Let's see it from this view. The back view, but I just want you to watch. We'll show the back views on all these. It's just the footwork, the timing. It just doesn't seem right. It seems like he's not playing with a lot of confidence at all. You got Adam Thielen right there. All right, this should work. You know, number 7's guarding you 82. All right, you're just reading this safety's eyes, but I want you to watch where his feet are or where his eyes are when I pause the snap. All right, he's checking it, understanding what to do. His eyes are this way. Okay, his eyes should be right on this safety. Depending on what this safety does depends on the read, okay? If the safety stays there, he needs to throw this. His eyes are not in the right position. These are the type of things that quarterback coaches and Dave Canales probably saw out of him. Okay, he gets back to his second read. I like it, okay? He's lucky that this safety went. If not, he would have thrown an interception. I'm going to show you that interception here in a second, all right? But a good ball. Like that wasn't a bad play. 7 was good. His footwork, though, like you're holding it. You need to be a big 3, okay, settle, and then a hitch up to go. Okay, big 3, hold your eyes here. If he's not open, throw this is exactly what he did, but the footwork just seems a little off. See how he's tapping his toes a lot? Let's see if I can go back a little bit more. Watch how he's tapping his feet a lot, okay? Not the best footwork of the class, all right? Chargers got out to a early lead and never looked back in this game. All right, you get this man zone read, you're motioning over. All right, so let's see it from a quarterback's perspective. In my mind, it is man, man, man. It is all day man, probably not 2-man, probably what we call 11 robber or 11 thief. All right, he has him. Let's just see what ends up happening right here. All right, so now you got definitely safety. It's man. Now you're thinking 1 dog. Okay, 1 dog is a linebacker blitz. They're bringing it after you. They're playing man-to-man. Let's see what we can get to. Okay, not a lot because this is, first of all, it's poor protection. Second of all, watch his footwork. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He just drops back. Like, you can't do that. All right here, all you're running is this little escape route. Good job covering this corner, and then you have this through route, and then you have this like juke route, all right? So it's 1 to 2. If it's man, you should start here. You got to go win. A lot of times his guys aren't winning, all right? But watch his footwork, okay? You got to be able to trust your running back to go and set up and block, all right? Running back loses, right tackle loses, okay? Good job actually here, running back. Awful job. So not getting a lot of help on these first 2 plays. Awful job right there. Great job getting out of the pocket. Does a great job, all right? If nothing is there, throw it away. Or run for it. Just run for the first down. It's 3rd and 5. Look, the ball is here. He's probably not going to get it. Don't take a sack like this. Watch him. He's trying to throw it. Everyone's covered in man-to-man. You're too small to be taking hits like this. Most guys would just run it. Okay, at least try to get to the 35 for field goal range, or just throw it away because you're going to be on the 35-yard line. That's points off. This would be a 52-yard field goal from the 35-yard line, and instead you're trying to be too much with the football. This takes points off the board. It would have been 6-3, okay, after the 6th play of the game, 7th play of the game, and now, you don't feel comfortable, but at least there's some type of resemblance of what you're doing. Okay, if he's able to get in the pocket, which he's not, he's throwing that one. At the end of the day, though, the ball is on the 35, 36-yard line. Now you are completely out of field goal range at the 45. You take a horrible 10-yard sack. This can't happen. It's just football one-on-one like this. Let's watch his feet. Okay, 25 pressure. Horrible job by this running back. It's not for the lack of effort. Okay, he knows it's man. So he knows he should go to this escape, to this through, to this little juke route by Adam Thielen. Let's see if he gets to it. All right. Eyes are everywhere. That's another thing. Your eyes shouldn't be doing this. Like, look, I'm being nitpicky because I have to, because he got benched. He's 2-16. He's the number 1 overall pick. Just watch his eyes right here. Left, right. Like, you should know at this point in the film, it is man-to-man. Go to your man beater, play confident. All right, doesn't help, right? Whiff right there. Great job by Bryce getting out of this right here. At this point right here, play's over. Just run or throw it away. You have points. Okay, he's trying to make plays happen. He's pressing. That's what happens. Can't do that and get a sack out of field goal range. Honestly, too, another thing that stood out to me about Bryce Young, let's play through it, is the body language. Like, after the sack, after he's throwing a bad play, like that can't play into it as well. When you do this, like, you're upset. I get it, throwing the ball to the ref. I get it, you're pissed off. Like, at the end of the day, look right there. Did you see that? Like, crazy. You can't do that right there. All right, next play. All right, 3rd and 4. All right, stay with me on this one. This is wild a little bit to me. 4-by-1 right here. All right, looks like cover 0. It's not. He's throwing this as if it's cover 0. So let me explain something to you. 4-by-1. He didn't use cadence right here. There's no use of cadence at all. All right, so cadence, what that does is say, hey, it'll maybe get these guys to go back. They're bluffing, all right? There's a nickel right there, okay, linebacker. All they're doing is they're rushing these first 4, okay? All they're doing, they're playing cover 2. It's pretty simple. I want to see not go quick count. I want to see you go up there. I want to see you use cadence to get these guys out of there, and I guarantee you there's a different play call. They'd probably shack the back in the backfield, which means bring them back in, and they'd be in 1-by-3, and they'd have a cover 2 beater. That's what good coaches would do. That's what good quarterbacks would do. I'm not saying Canales is a bad coach. I'm just saying there has to be a plan. They started with a cover 0 beater because the Chargers and Jesse Minter had started showing some cover 0 on film the first week. Okay, that's great, but you got to use cadence. All right, you got to block. I understand. At the end of the day, get to a cover 2 beater. You have to allow yourself to get to a play that will work. This is just unacceptable, okay? Look, I understand they're probably going on a fast snap. Use the cadence. That will do everything. You don't want to be stuck in a horrible play on 3rd and 4 when you don't have enough time to get the ball moving, all right? Use your cadence. He just throws it out. Just small things add up over time. You're not blocking. The quarterback's playing bad. Like it's a tough season. Okay, you gotta worry about that locker room too. Hopefully Andy Dalton can come in and win some games. All right, next play right here, 2-by-2 formation. Sorry, 3-by-2 formation. It's empty. All right, I like the bunch alignment. All right, everyone's tight. Let's see what we're getting to. 1, 2, 3. All right, it's 3rd and 7. Like we're not even allowing the play to develop. So here it is. All right, you have a flat route, you have a hitch route, and you have a corner route. You also have a chip, sit, and a dagger route right here. Read it out. Okay, you can't just throw what should be open right there as number 1. All right, look at all these other guys that are going to be open. There's no pressure in you. He's feeling the pressure. He has to. Okay, this looks open, but on 3rd and 7, you have to let the ball go beyond the sticks. Okay, this dude is open right there. At least throw and catch. The flat route, no. This dude is coming open as well. Okay, look at this. Just get back to the second progression. You're protected. This is probably the worst coverage the Chargers could run. You're rushing 5 and you're playing zone. Okay, so you only have 3 defenders on 3 and you have 2 on 2, but you're playing zone. I'm telling you, this flat route, throw this hitch, the corner's out of there, or throw the it's just. Do you guys see what I'm seeing? Or am I going too fast? Let me show it one more time. All right. So it's a flat route, it's a hitch, it's a corner. It's a wrap route. Read it through. This is an alert. You rarely throw that. Okay, when you have pressure and it's 5 down linemen, you know that the middle of the field, at least you should know the middle of the field, is going to be wide open. All right, can't throw that on 3rd and 7 and get 2 yards. Like that's a receiver and a quarterback's worst nightmare. All right, you're looking at it. Doesn't he look rushed? Back there, watch him. He just looks rushed. Maybe he's not trusting the protection. Would love for him to just move on through the reads. Zone pressure, okay, when they're rushing 5, the middle of the field is wide open. You got to be able to get through it. Okay, this guy's open. He's at 5 yards. At least he maybe falls forward. Just get the ball out of your hands. You don't have to hold it, but when you throw it to the flat, you're not even letting the entire play progress. Next play right here, moving empty. That's another thing, too. Why are you in empty so much with a non-confident quarterback? I know I'm being harsh, but, I mean, 2 and 16 says it all. Interception right here. Oh, gosh. All right, let's see the play. All right, so it looks to me like a hitch, a bender route, a stick, and another bender route. All right, so this play normally is not great versus quarters. All right, first of all, don't want to see the receiver go out to the numbers. I want you to see you run through this outside shoulder, this defender, and you got to bend it in there tight. All right, this is tough versus quarters. Usually we're told not to throw this versus quarters because there's nothing holding this safety. There's no threat over top. There's no post or anything. So this quarter safety, as soon as he sees the receiver break, he can break, which leads to it happening. There's a difference between pushing the ball down the field and just being smart. Like if I'm quarters and it's 1st and 10, and look, you got the right look, there might be a miscommunication right there. Just throw this hitch, right? Like this is a play for cover 2 right here. They're playing like quarters mini. They call it 4 mini to this side, all right? And they're playing quarters over here. Just take the hitch. We'll see the back view of it. And 5, look, it's not all Bryce's fault. Like 5's got to get in there too. Okay, you got to wrap this backer. I like that you're getting to empty right here. At the end of the day, though, like it's on you as a quarterback to make the right decision. Okay, just got to come flat. You got to come flatter. Just take the hitch. Okay, that's not even close. Like really good feel by this backer. He feels it. He feels nothing from the outside coming in. Usually what we've done in the past, we've run this like outside in route. So you just have to read this instead of a hitch. If that's a better concept, outside hitch and a post like that, and you're just reading this hook curl defender. Threw it right to 32 though. It's a rough one. All right, 20-0. Second quarter, minute 25 left, 2-minute drive. 1-by-3 formation. We're not even letting the play develop. right? Like, this is what we're seeing. He's not letting the play develop. Watch his drop. It's always like a walk back, all right? I don't get it. Look, there's no pressure right there. There's nothing at all in his face. And this is the same coverage I was talking about, right? It's cover 2, your half field safety over here, and you get this quarters cheat right here. It's one-on-one right here. Just take it all day long. Don't do this and check the ball down. It's one-on-one with a fast receiver. You got to take that. Okay, you end up checking it down right there, not getting any yards. Do you guys see what I'm seeing time and time again? It seems to me like he's having a hard time understanding like where to go with the football. And this is what they played all game long. All right, understand you're trying to get the back out, but when it's halves to this side, all right, it's zone. It's true zone. So they're trying to get 4 to a side. Look the safety off, take 3, 1 hitch, and throw this go ball. Okay, it's one-on-one. I wouldn't mind that. If that gets intercepted, I wouldn't mind that. What I do mind is you just consistently checking the ball down. 20-0, all right, let's go 3-by-1. Formation, we got 2 more plays here. All right, here's what irks me. Watch this play. Clearly it's cover 0. Cover 0, no deep, and I'll show you why it's clearly cover 0, all right? So he's working through it. He's understanding, hey, checking to a play. We're going to throw an out route versus cover 0 when we're not hot. Why do I say that? Okay, there's a tight end right there. There's 5 blockers. That makes 7 blockers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are not hot. You're going to be hot off this guy. Let the play roll. Do something deep across the field. Make them pay. This is the worst cover 0 they could possibly have because they're protected. You should have every single one protected. You have time to let the ball go. Instead, they run bubble and an out route. Any good defense in their right mind is going to sit on this because they know it's 0. They know the ball has got to come out. Throw a post, throw a slant, throw anything. Be more aggressive. This is just a low probability throw. You're not hot. Are we understanding this? I don't think he understands protection scheme as well as he probably should. And look, I feel for the guy. I'm not trying to be hard on him. What I am trying to do is just show you what the film says and what Dave Canales is saying this morning when he benched Bryce Young. All right, so you bring him over. No, you see him move over. It's 0. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's another guy out there. 7. Okay, you got 7 blockers, man. Block it up, take a shot down the field, do something with it, all right? A lot of protection. I like that they're talking about it, all right? The back has everyone else. It's perfect. You're not hot. That's a good pocket. And I understand they probably practiced it all week. You probably were hot. Okay, the only person you're hot off of in this protection scheme is this guy right here, all right? Just wasting a play. All right, next play, last play. 23-3. Misses a big play right here. I want you to watch Adam Thielen in the slot. Okay, it's man-to-man. Oh, man. All goes special, okay? Hitch, like a deeper sit. You have the special seam route, which is 18 to 22 yards, okay, on the other side of the hash. And you have this, and then they're doing it with the hitch. I sort of like it. So it's a 3-by-1 version. This should be number 1 in every single read versus man-to-man, specifically if this safety comes down and tries to pass it and they mess it up. Don't know where Bryce's eyes are. These are the 8 plays that Dave Canales is seeing. These are open plays. There's stuff open on these plays, and it's just Bryce Young not trusting it and then doing a sack right there. Look, at the end of the day, I wish the best for this guy, but Andy Dalton's going to be starting. Like, you got to show me something else. And this is what happens. Like, you can't see it. He's open, right? His eyes shouldn't be there. It's man-to-man. The safeties, this guy's trying to pass it to the safety. It's wide open. Look, I hope this isn't the end of the road for Bryce, but it doesn't look good right now.
It's a wrap for Bryce. Over and done. And listen to this right here, and you know it is done for Bryce Young. I'm sorry, Carolina Panther Bryce Young fans,